This is Vigilant Liberty Radio News from Independent Journal Review for January 27th. With Winter Storm Juno slamming New York and much of the northeast coast, New York Mayor Bill de Blasio warned city residents to, quote, prepare for something worse than we have seen before. The warning and forecasted blizzard sent New Yorkers to the stores, and pictures on social media show long lines outside grocery stores and bare shelves inside. Heavy winds and snow are forecasted to last through Tuesday, and New York Governor Andrew Cuomo announced all public transit would be shut down Monday night and city roads closed to non-emergency vehicles. President Obama has often boasted of the job growth America has seen on his watch, and during the State of the Union address, Obama talked about 11 million jobs created, a claim that isn't entirely true, in the past 6 years. Now, research shows that 100% of the job growth in America over the last 8 years is thanks to the state of Texas. Texas is responsible for the 1.169 million net increase in total U.S. employment. The other 49 states and the District of Columbia have 275,000 fewer jobs than at the start of the recession 7 years ago. Texas job growth is booming, and one city, Houston, saw more job growth than the entire state of California over the same period of time. The Obama administration has released Ali Saleh Mohammed Khala Almari from a Colorado prison. Almari has ties to Al-Qaeda and the 9/11 mastermind Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. On January 16th, hours after his release, Almari was escorted by ICE agents to Denver International Airport for a flight to Doha, Qatar. In 2003, Almari was declared an enemy combatant by the Bush administration, and he was charged with providing material support or resources to Mohammed and other al-Qaeda operatives. In 2009, the Obama administration ordered a review of Almari's detention in the naval brig, and Almari pled guilty to a charge of criminal conspiracy, receiving a 15-year sentence in federal prison. A judge then sentenced him to 100 months in prison, and Almari was released early for good behavior, having served roughly 87% of his sentence. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie has launched a political action committee in what is likely a first step for a 2016 presidential run. The PAC, Leadership Matters for America, emphasizes middle-class families and the importance of leadership. Christie also announced he will visit London in the coming weeks, an uncommon move for a U.S. governor, and another possible sign Christie intends to seek the Republican nomination. Christie would join Jeb Bush, Mitt Romney, and Senators Marco Rubio and Rand Paul in the pool of 2016 Republican candidates. This has been Amy Curtis with your Vigilant Liberty Radio News from Independent Journal Review for January 27th.
VLR.
This show is produced by IJReview.com.
This show is copyright by VLR Media. All opinions of panelists and guests are their own and may not reflect the opinion of VLR Media, the host, or anyone else.
Let's be clear. Now let's be clear. Now let's be clear. There are no winners here. Now let's be clear. Now let's be clear. Now let's be clear. There are no winners here.
Two minds are better than one. Time for the right mics with Mike Miller and Michael Hausum.
Happy Tuesday, America. Hausum, no need to respond here, but did you ever notice how? Okay, so the promos coming in, right? You have the IJR promo. It's a nice light music, and then Liz does the VLR thing, and that gets just a little bit more serious. And then by the time she's done with that, it's kind of rocking in a dark way. And then by the time it gets to our lead-in music. I mean, it's just kind of dark and depressing. Do you think that there's any reflection on you and I?
I think it may be a reflection on you.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking. Anyway, anyway, I did want to be, the only guy in the boat. So thanks for sharing. Anyway, this is the Right Mics with Mike Miller and Michael Hausum. You can reach us, as is always the case, at 412-567-6879. Listening to the show via the rightmics.us website, blog post, or you can follow us on Spreaker, listen live, and the podcast as well. Communicate with, we like to say us, and in reality that's Hausum because I don't pay attention to it. On Twitter, Hausum relays appropriate comments to me, although I will respond today. I have Facebook friends listening, and if you want to message me, I have that open, so I can go there as well. So, dude, how are you doing today?
That was almost apologetic, Mike.
Well, it was because I feel like an idiot, because I don't make myself go to Twitter. I got 42 pages open as it is, and I just two screens, as do you, but I am apparently not as able to multitask on the multiple levels that you are. So anyway,
well, that's part of ADD. I'm doing well today, man. Today, I don't know how aware of this you are or were. It's hard to. It's certainly on any kind of social media. Today is Holocaust Remembrance Day.
It is, and may I just digress just a tad since you just mentioned social media. I talked about Facebook. Can I ask you guys just a couple questions and make an observation about Facebook?
Please do.
Yeah. So both of you guys, I mean, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you really like Facebook as a just as an overall site?
I totally dig it.
Really?
I'm like probably at a 6 or a 7.
I'd say like 8 and a third, maybe 8.4.
Yeah, see, I'm probably 5 or less. I mean, I don't even think I would get on it if it were not for the fact that I write for a living, talk for a living, and post my stuff there. And then obviously because I do that, post the IJR post and other things I find interesting, then I jump on with a snarky picture or comment that I know is going to piss off people like Todd and others, and it'd get them going. But then sometimes I put up a random. In fact, sometimes I write random in front of it. This is one I put up this morning. I just want to, since you guys appear to be mildly favorable to digging it between the two of you, here's what I put up. I said, what I hate about Facebook, reason 4,286. Why are friends, and I put that in quotes, allowed to add you to closed groups or whatever the hell they're called without your permission? Then you have to stop what you're doing, remove yourself from whatever group, and check a box saying, don't allow other group members to add me to this group. And then I hashtag well done Facebook. Doesn't that piss you off when people do that?
I haven't had that problem so much. Usually I request to be part of a group or something. But that's interesting.
Hausum, has that happened to you?
Yeah, it has happened to me. Be careful. I am not sure, by the way, how tiers affect the keyboard of the MacBook Pro.
Well, I'm standing back just in case there was an outburst.
All right. Well, part of the thing for Facebook for me, and you have probably been able to glean this over the last year or so that we've become friends, I have a complete inability to maintain relationships in real life.
Well, I know
so the virtual reality of Facebook and the ability I have to portray myself as a certain way and interact with those who
any way you want. You can be whoever you want.
Exactly. And I can interact with those that I may have not seen in person for a decade or more and kind of control the perspective and the perception they have of me. I find it, freeing.
Kind of cathartic, right? Yeah. So I just it's think all the money it saves you in analysis.
Well, well, that's part of it. Yeah, absolutely. No, you know what it is, man, is I am fortunately friends with a bunch of people that are incredibly interesting and smart. And it's a way to find out what's going on in their head
No,
about
dude,
stuff. There's a
absolutely.
bunch of reasons.
Absolutely, I get that, and I have some as well. But don't you also have these people that, and I don't even know why I have them. Perhaps as I see them put up ridiculous personal stuff that nobody wants to hear about and are not really a friend, there are these requests that come along the way. I mean, you get them every day. People that I don't know, a friend listens to you, reads you, and then they send you a request, and you go, okay. People that lots of prayers needed, or I'm going to the bathroom now, I'll be back. They catalog their life on Facebook. So maybe I just need to, when I see those, I need to get rid of those. But a couple other things that irritate the hell out of me, okay, and maybe you don't get these either because you don't have the type of people I just described, but these incessant dopey game people, inviting you to play Candy Crush Saga and whatever the farm game, Farmville, and
Oh,
all
I
that
can't
crap.
stand
Do you
that.
guys do you guys get those, right?
Yeah, I can't stand that because I mean, you can turn that off, but you have to turn it off for each freaking game they came up with.
I know. Then the other final thing is these idiots that fall for these, name a girl's name without an A, but you can't. Or I wonder if I post this, how many people will respond? Or the quizzes. And the people jump all over that crap, not realizing that every one of those things is a data mining fishing expedition, PH, that is.
Right. Well, what happens for me is there are a handful of things that will get somebody immediately unfollowed. I don't really unfriend, but there are definitely things that, and I won't tell you what they are, but there's a handful of topics or ways that you'll put stuff on a wall that if I see it, it's like, yeah, I don't want to see them anymore. So there's a bunch of people that I unfollow. I assume that almost everybody that I'm friends with has unfollowed me at some point. It's like, oh, how's them either put something up smart alecky or politically related?
Or it might be even something that you put up 3 or 4 in the morning that you will have no remembrance of the next day.
Yeah, drunk posting.
Right, there you go, drunk posting. All right, so anyway, yeah, were it not for my politics and what I do for a living, I don't even think I'd be on here. So anyway, there you have it. So back to Facebook, bouncing around about Holocaust Day anniversary. Let's talk about that, man.
Yeah, so today is the 70th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz by the Soviets. Towards the end of World War II, and the UN set this up. I don't know how long ago. Holocaust Remembrance Day.
Right.
Yeah. Now, Mike? Have you ever been to any in Europe? Have you ever been to any of the concentration camps?
No, my daughter has been to Auschwitz and a couple others, but I have not. And I would love to go there.
Yeah, when I was in college, I spent a summer traveling through Europe as part of a semester abroad for business school. And in Bavaria, we spent the day at Dachau.
Wow.
And it was, it's funny is that I didn't have, you have the historical awareness from history class and stuff, but walking around there, and it was just really stunning, man.
I been kind of morbidly fascinated with the whole concentration camp thing since I was a child. Auschwitz, Dachau, Treblinka, Buchenwald. I mean, and there were many, many more that were not as famous or infamous as you will. But the gate on Auschwitz, and what is it? I can't do the German, but it says something to the effect, translation like "work makes one free" or something to that effect. And I've read quite a bit about the stuff, and horrific. And people being told the only way out of here for you is through the chimney. I mean, you just can't, you just can't imagine, man.
There was a story. One of my interesting friends again put this up on Facebook yesterday, and I put this on my Facebook wall this morning. And it raises some really interesting ethical questions. The title of the article was "The Auschwitz Abortion Doc Who Saved Thousands." So, what the deal was, in 1944, there's this woman. She was working in Auschwitz caring for the sick and injured, right? She was a doctor working for Joseph Mengele, and she was rounding up all the pregnant women. Okay? Now, this woman, she was a gynecologist, and obviously she got to see up close and personal what Joseph Mengele was doing to pregnant Jewish women and their in utero babies.